Hello, welcome to another episode of the ThreeDot podcast. My name is Bogsy.
I'm D-Buster.
And I'm Goose.
And welcome to the show where the conversation does not stop. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
How are we?
Look at this. See that? Look at you see D-Buster?
What?
He's between two of the delis right now.
Yeah, you got a two for one special at the deli shop today.
Look at that. We're serving both ham, baby.
You get honey glazed ham and you get some.
You got your white day, 3-day old.
Hey, Thanksgiving's not here yet. We still gotta get through October. Let's do that.
You know what's gonna be funny though is when we edit this and maybe they don't see the lower half, then
I know,
they
just
won't
don't
know.
see the ham.
But maybe you'll see it on maybe you'll see some behind the scenes. But
Now
if you're listening,
ham hocks, baby.
they're just wearing shorts. That's it.
that's it.
They're just wearing shorts.
So we got big old stumps.
That's the deli.
The big stumps
That's the
make
deli,
it bump,
according
baby.
to you. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
deli.
Shut the hell up,
Deli's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got this little olive in between us.
How you guys been, man? It's been a minute.
It's been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's I mean, by the time this episode comes out, maybe it won't be as hot, but it is hot in the Bay Area right now.
Yeah. It's like a summer day in the Bay.
It is a true summer day. Day in the Bay.
Yeah, I don't like it. It makes me. I don't know what it is. It makes me lazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
tired.
Let's put it out there. It makes you so lazy that you told us that you'd be free at 7 p.m. today, and we come to find out that you were just free the whole day.
What? Okay. Originally,
Scammed us.
No. Originally, I was supposed to go to work, and then the person that I was covering ended up going to work anyway.
Why? What happened? Someone canceled their date?
No, they got sick,
Dang.
and then they got better.
Dang.
All right.
So-
Super person.
Well,
Yeah.
don't let it happen again.
Let's see here.
Crush these thighs of ham on your.
Yeah, the
face.
deli's gonna
Shut up.
deli's gonna ask for some
You come into the deli, you never check out, all right?
some interest.
What the hell? What was this?
Dude, so real quick, today our topic, let's just cut to it real quick. Scams. Kind of what Brian talked about.
Scams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
Don't-
Because you scammed us
No.
today.
Yep.
He said
Nope.
You scammed us
Yeah.
of our
No.
time, of our Saturday, our
No.
one Saturday out of the week.
No, you had the day to yourself. If
no,
anything, I helped you.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, so Goose says we're talking about scam. Please,
Okay.
please introduce us to.
Yeah, so some
What-
quick facts actually about scamming. 34% increase of cyber security scamming has occurred from last year.
30%.
34% increase. Over $72 million of being lost money happens as of this year to date, from noted from the Federal Trade Commission.
That's a lot of
FTC.
money.
Shit.
Crazy shit, right?
What is that, like credit card fraud and stuff like that?
Cash.
Cash.
Yeah.
Straight up
So
cash,
they're-
baby.
Like fake currency?
Yeah. No. Fucking cash paper, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the Chase glitch?
No, I heard about that though. You wanna talk about that?
Yeah.
Buster?
So if you don't, so it was kind of a big thing that happened on TikTok. If you're, I don't know, I forgot what week it is, but it was like,
This is like 2 weeks ago.
yeah. it was
Yeah.
not
Oh, this
too
was
long ago.
recent.
Yeah. So the idea was that people will be cashing in their own checks to their bank account, with like these large numbers on it, and because if you have, I believe, you've been a banker for Chase for a long period of time, they just give you the money
Right.
out of just good faith. It's just
Right.
kind of their thing.
Right.
So they would turn these checks, put like $20,000 plus into it.
Right.
It would show up into the account, and they would immediately
Withdraw it.
withdraw.
Yeah.
And turns out the check would bounce, and they would show up the next day with a negative balance
Right.
of $2,000 plus.
So to be very smart, it's not
Which
not
is crazy.
a glitch or a
No,
hack
it's not.
or anything. It's a felony. I believe it's
crazy.
Like that's money laundering, is it not? From
That's-
my understanding.
It's
This is an organized.
check fraud.
Check fraud. Yeah, that's
It's
all.
check
organized
fraud.
It's check
crime,
fraud.
too.
Yeah, not money
Yeah.
laundering. It's check fraud.
It's not organized. It's just random people. Someone
Organized,
just randomly put their own check into their own account with a random number on it, and it cashed it. And they saw the numbers go up in their account, and they immediately withdraw it. And then they posted it on social media. It caught fire. Everyone started doing it.
Yep.
And then now there's like huge investigations on check fraud.
It was a hole in the system. They took advantage of it.
It's not a hole in the system, man. It's a bank trusting you in good faith, and then you take that
You
money
took
out.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
And then after the next day, you see that the balance actually withdraws that money that you said was free. It's not free, dude. It's check
It's
fraud.
no,
Yeah.
and then they're screwed for life.
Yeah.
No bank would work with it's over for them.
I know.
But that was huge.
That was pretty funny.
I hope that never happens to any of us.
No, because I'm pretty sure we're not dumb enough to do that.
Oh, you don't have to be
You-
dumb, though, for some crazy shit to happen to you. I'll get to that later.
We were dumb enough to
you
come
got-
here at 7 p.m. I'll tell you that. All right.
You came here at 7? You said
Yeah.
you show up at 7:30.
On the dot. Like I'm a drop top cruising the streets.
Shut
That's the
up,
last time
Usher.
I bring it up.
Yeah. Amen. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, Bugs.
So you said of a story.
Yeah, Bugs.
Yes.
When is have you ever been scammed, or do you know anyone who's been scammed in your life?
So I have been scammed. But I do know somebody that I want to share a story. I don't know if I should say their name. Maybe we'll just. Anyways, I have been scammed. For small stuff. You know, like hey, I got charged at Safeway. You know, someone bought a whole big ass bag of grocery. I think the funniest thing that I've ever got scammed. Someone bought 4 tires. 4 tires at a shop in Oakland. And I got the notification. I looked up the details, and then I didn't buy any tires today. But the whole situation where you have to go through and you got to cancel your card, you got to call up your bank. It is stressful.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, thankfully, I haven't gotten to. I feel like there's an experience that I have gone through that has something to do with scamming, but. I do know a person, I think most of us in this room knows. We know a friend who somebody ordered, I think, at least 20 boxes of Round Table pizza. Or Domino's? Was it Domino's or Round Table? Someone ordered her 20 boxes of pizza. They rang on her doorbell. And then they were like, hey, we're here with your 20 boxes of pizza. And she was like, I didn't order 20 boxes. But then she goes, well, shit, how'd they know I love Domino's? She ever watches this episode, and a lot of mutual friends that support us don't know who this is, but
Yeah.
I thought that was hella funny because for that situation, 20 boxes of large pizza, it's a lot of money.
What are you gonna do? Like, are
is
you
a
gonna eat
lot.
that all?
I think the delivery guy was like, what am I gonna do with 20 boxes of
Did
pizza?
she?
Wait, so,
did she
hold
eat it
on.
all? Did she throw a
Yeah.
party? What did she do?
I think she kept it. I don't know if
Yeah.
she paid for it.
Yeah.
But that's someone that that's a funny story. 'Cause, well, at least she had a comedic turn on it. Most people would be like, "What the fuck, man?" But somebody scammed the pizza scam. The pizza scam.
The pizza scam.
But that happens a lot, though. Like, it's a prank. It's not, it's more of like. Also, usually it's like with malice. Like, someone who doesn't like that person will be like, "Hey, I have 20 pizzas. Can you send this over to blah blah blah?"
Right.
It sounds like a kid did it.
Yeah, it's like a very old school, tiny. They call it a prank, but
Yeah.
it could be a scam.
It could be. I mean, if they bought anything else with it, then sure.
Right.
I mean, you still need to cancel, like, their payment method, the card or something.
True.
So it can be a scam.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, D-Buster? Did you ever have a time, or do you know anyone who got scammed?
Yeah. I was part of a scam.
You were part of a
you were part
I
of
was
a scam.
part of a scam. I was part of a pyramid scheme.
You were.
Oh my!
We'll talk
Yes.
about that. Yeah.
I
See
got.
how I was saying stories would come up. Yeah. Okay.
It was
anyways.
crazy.
Go ahead.
Well, not too crazy. So essentially, I had a friend of mine, kind of pitched me an idea of like, we can make like thousands of dollars in a month type situation. And it was all like, how doing this, and we got to sell essentially a service like I forgot what it's called, like video phone calls or something. This is before like
How old were you?
webcams and things. Oh, early college.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got sold the idea, and then I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll go. I won't sign up yet. I'll just go to one of your meetings or whatever. So it's one of those conventions. You go to a Marriott hotel, I think it was, and then they just go to the large room, bunch of people, and they talk about like what they do, what it is, and they showed a graph of essentially it's a pyramid scheme where if like one person makes the money and then they get 2 people to get the money, they get a cut of it, and those 2 people get the money and they get the cut of that cut. So the more people you tell, the more money you get type situation.
Oh my God.
Right.
The memories. Go ahead.
I fell into that loop.
Yeah.
So I was going around talking to family, talking to friends. It'd be all like, "Hey, look, if you sign up for this and you be part of this,
Yeah.
I get a commission as well as like you can start making money as well." I started talking like them, and I was all like this, that, and the third, until I realized I'm not making nothing out of this.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, "No, like phones are fine. I don't need video on it."
Right.
And I probably sold like 2 products, and like
How much you make, D Buster?
not even like $100 or something like that.
God damn.
So it was not good. And I just phased out of it. I didn't touch it. You had to put money in first to be
Right.
licensed
Right.
to sell the product, and then there's no training involved. It was the most like back then. I could have been a little bit smarter, but I was also dumb. And then we had normal meetings at this like the person's house that recruited us, and they would talk about like the product, motivations, methods to talk to people, and then like later on I was all like, no, it's a pyramid scheme.
You finally just like were just the walls broke down and you were just like, or did
No, yeah,
someone tell you?
No, I slowly just like, why am I not making money on this? And then I was Googling like the company I was working for and this and that, third, and like it started with that, and then it starts at scam, and then like pyramid scheme, and these buzzwords started showing up, and I was like, it's not good.
Yeah.
And then I started like looking deeper into that, and I was like, fuck, dude, did I just get roped into this?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, man, this looked hella official, where like a bunch of people were in it. There was a meeting. Some guy pulled up in like a Ferrari at the hotel. And I was all like, shit, man, this is sick. I want to be part of this world. Like, damn, making money?
Isn't
God
that funny
damn.
though? Because like as time and the internet progresses over time, that visual of someone pulling up in a Maserati or a Mustang or a Lamborghini or whatever, now that slowly transitions from someone walking up in front of you and pitching you to those scammers on Instagram going, "Hey guys, check me out right here. See this Lamborghini behind me? You guys, I made 2K just today. This is this is legit. You want to click on the link below." And then that's the scams
that's essentially,
now. That's what's happening now.
That's pretty much, it's evolved.
Right? It's
But
evolved.
it's the same idea, I think. Like with NFTs and things like that.
Right.
Well, I think NFTs are more like rug pulls and whatnot, but
I still don't understand that.
Well, yeah, we can talk about that later.
But yeah,
with the
I was-
crypto expert.
I got into it and I was doing the scamming.
Yeah, it's funny because like when I looked at those like, well, you get with $22, I'll introduce you with my class today, guys. Fuck you, dude. Give me my $22 back.
Millions of dollars. Just join us every month, man.
Right.
We'll hang out. We're gonna live the big life.
Right.
And then turns out we're all like, nah, man, they're just taking your money.
Right.
You
That's
know
all
what
it
was a
was.
big scam real quick though? I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of co-cutlery?
Cutco.
Cutco.
That's
Yeah,
what you're talking
Cutco.
about.
It was a kniving business. Supposedly the best knives in the game. Yeah, I remember a couple of my friends straight out of high school, or actually still in high school, were working for them. Yeah, you never heard of
Cutco. I never heard of this.
Cutco, man?
Tell me about it.
There's Cutco.
It's a chef knife
Yeah.
company.
Okay.
That's all. They're just trying to sell you knives. I remember one of my good friends from high school was like, "Hey, you think I could come over sometime and sell some knives to your mom?" I was like, "What?"
It's door to door sales. It's door to door sales. Literally, they'll come in with a tie and everything. Like, "Hi, sir or madam, I'm here today to show you my Cutco cutlery." And they come in, they go, "Look at this Coke can," and then they'll cut the Coke can that's empty just to show how sharp it is. And like they just try to sell you knives.
I remember telling my friend, I was like, "Gino," and shout out to Gino because he watches the show.
Right.
I said, "Gino, my mom doesn't need a new knife."
You do know.
Damn.
What's crazy though is that on top of Cutco, there's Herbalife, right? Herbalife was another
okay.
one.
My
Yeah,
right?
God,
I wasn't a part of
yeah.
Herbalife, but I had a bunch of friends from who was doing.
I
that.
had some friends in
like
it too.
and then what's the funniest one is these life insurance financial investors, and I know Bogsy will talk about that a little bit.
It just came up, all right. This
Oh.
is big. This is big. This is a funny story.
Oh,
This is a funny story. So, how old were we? Well, Goose and I. Yeah, shut up. Goose and Goose and I were working at Old Navy at the time, and of course, we were looking for opportunities. We were at our young 20s. We were in our young 20s, looking for another opportunity to get paid more. I had a family friend come up to me. Oh, I know. I take it back. We were working at our second job, which was at the museum at the time. And I got approached by my uncle. He visited the museum. He's like, "Oh, you're still working here?" I'm like, "Yeah, you looking for another job?" And I was like, "Oh, sure. What's that, uncle?" He said, "Well, I do insurance." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I don't have experience in that, uncle." And he was like, "That's fine. You just come by and check out the event and see if it's something that you'll fit in. And I'm bringing a friend too." I was like, "Okay." He gave me a little card, and then he gave me the event and when it was gonna happen and what time to meet. So who else did I ask to come with me?
Right.
Goose.
Right.
Because of course at the time, I was like,
You
Goose.
were a part of this?
Yes, he was.
Oh my god!
So, and you probably would have been a part of it too. You weren't there.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Dodged the bullet.
I talked to Goose and I said, "Hey, let's make more money." And Goose at the time, Goose was like, "All right, let's go." And we brought a third friend, our buddy Rob. There was three of us.
There was a third one.
Yes, I brought Rob as well. So there were three of us. We went to the event.
Shout out Rob.
Yeah, and shout out to Rob and C. Congrats on the baby, by the way. And we went to the event, which was in the.
So it wasn't an event. Let me backtrack.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll backtrack this. Let me talk about it in a little bit now. It wasn't an event. It was at a hotel lobby.
Yes.
That he wasn't a part of. He was just waiting at the hotel lobby. We walk in the hotel. We're dressed up for an interview. We thought it was going to be a group interview. It's just me, Bogues, and Rob. And we get in there with ties and slacks and button-ups.
my God.
And it's just him. And he's like, okay, let's go ahead and find a table. So he's like kind of shifty, This is Brian's uncle, by the way.
Oh my
sit down.
god!
He ain't blood, by the way. All right, he was family friend. Let me get that straight.
Yeah. But, uncle, family friend. Yeah.
Okay, so there was
So-
the family trust thing going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
But
So
we
he-
weren't the only ones in there, bro.
alright.
It was like a whole group.
There, no, but at the table, it was just us.
Okay, yeah, right.
What?
Oh yeah, that's right. There
was just us,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
So we sit down and it was just us, and he's talking about it. He's like, all right, so guys, at the top there's these vice presidents, and then they have these guys who are also right here, and that's where I'm at. This is where you guys come in. Before I know it, this guy is showing me a pyramid.
Oh, you got to do a pyramid scheme.
Here's the funny thing. That was the exact memory. The only other memory I remember is when he brought us to the sessions where people were talking. It was these people like just talking about how much money they're making, but they weren't really fucking talking about how they were making it. They were just like, he was just like, I've been here for 3 months and I now have over 600K and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Everybody was clapping like, all right, and then I'm just like, how the fuck did you come up with all that money?
Yeah.
And then but anyways. When Uncle was showing us the diagram, right? I remember in the corner of my eye, I see Goose just going, and then because I didn't know what was going on, and so my uncle was like, "Well, this is how it's set up. You guys let me know if you're interested. I'm gonna go walk into the room, and you guys talk about it." My uncle drew a triangle. Right?
Oh no!
You can't make this shit up.
With all the levels, and then Goose goes like this, bro. This is a pyramid scheme. And then I'm like, no,
You're smarter than me!
I'm like, no, it's not. And this is what Goose did, because it was a triangle, right? This is what Goose did. He just turns the paper around. Look, spins it. Pyramid.
Oh, it is, dude.
And then I looked at it. I was like, holy fuck, it is a pyramid. I mean, I know a pyramid is a shape. It's in the shape of a triangle. But then like, you had to be there when all Goose did was just switch the paper to an angle. He's like, look, it's a fucking pyramid, and we're in it. And then, Rob at the time, he didn't know either. I didn't know either. We booked it. We left that shit. We didn't come back. I remember my uncle.
You're the smart one.
Yeah, if I,
Damn.
but to be completely honest with you, if I didn't bring Goose, so thankfully I brought Goose with me, because I didn't bring him with me, he wouldn't have made it obvious. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if I went by myself, I'm like, I can't do this shit, bro.
Right.
I probably wouldn't have done
Who
it anyway.
knows, man?
So.
Maybe in the distant future.
Maybe I
they
would
were
have had
like
600K already.
No, you'd be like,
That's
hey,
funny.
everyone.
Dude, that's
this
funny.
is the financial podcast. Like, instead of the ThreeDot, who knows, man? You could do something
Dude,
different.
that's the same shit that got me.
I take it back, chat. We've been scammed good. We've been scammed good, but we didn't foil though. We didn't fall for the big plan.
So I'll end with my story. Not really end, but we'll just go ahead and talk about it, since it's the one when you think scamming out of our group of friends.
Okay.
You think about me, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Tell him, Goose. Tell him what happened.
So, for those who don't know, one time I was playing a game called Marvel Contest of Champions. This is where it starts. I was about to make an in-app purchase, right? $8.99. Fucking 24 gems. I wanted to roll because I wanted to get Colossus to level 5. All right. So if this is the truth. So I'm rolling it, I'm spinning it, and then it's like, make your purchase, go ahead and put your password in. I put my password in, everything like that. And then it goes declined, and it's like, declined? What? I check my account. My account says negative $888,000 and 80, like eight, all eights. Yeah. So it said 6 eights. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a negative 100,000 there, almost $1 million, right? So the next morning, I call the Bank of America. They're like, this is fraudulent. Like it's like something like a failsafe, but like all the money that's there, it's whatever. Like it's fine. And I'm like, are you sure? And then they're like, yes. So what happened? Basically, my mom fell a part of a scam because she was dating someone online she had never met. This is before everything. And so if my mom ever sees this, Mom, we're fine now. It's totally cool. Love you still. And so she says she met someone who's a coworker and he wants to go get her a car. She's like, I need a down payment for a car. I'm like, sure, Mom. Like, like, how are you going to do that? She's like, he's going to pay for it. He's going to pay me $3,000. But he's like, but at the time has some like financial trouble. So she doesn't have a card. She's like, he's going to send it to your account. Yep.
Oh, first red flag.
I know.
Yeah.
Mind you,
But here's the thing, though. You have to remember, you're in your early 20s and you trust your family. It's your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like your uncle
Yeah.
deal.
Leading up to this, though, I've had no problem with my mom. Like it wasn't like she had run-ins with money ever since at that point. It wasn't anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, sure. So he sends. This is where I should have thought about it. Is where he sent $1,000 3 times to my account, like in separate times. I didn't think of it. I was like, it could have just been $3,000 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like 1, 2, 3, and I get to the bank. My mom's there that day. I'm like, hi, I'd like to withdraw. Blah blah blah. No problem. Withdrew the money, gave it to her. Mm-hmm. Right. And then that was later, like earlier in the week. So by the time that I got to try to play Marvel Contest of Champions, trying to get my Colossus to level 5, basically I was a part of a scam. Those $1,000 were other people's money that they sent to me because that scammer was relaying that information to my mom.
This was at his
Oh, your account was being like
the
used
end point. Yeah. So the thing was, my mom was being played too.
Yeah.
So that's how. Yeah. So it was
we were
like
young too, man. This is like I think this is before.
I think you kind of mentioned it, but you didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah,
about
yeah. So that's like kind of pretty much the whole story. And then luckily though, like everything was insured. Like on my end, like all the money was like accounted for them as well. I had to sign up with a police report. I had to do a lot of things.
You did this at like 25 or some shit.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
And again, every time he brings up this story, there's a lot of personal stories that we have shared in this group, and a lot of them are actually serious, but we know and love each other so much that we laugh at each other's pain. So when he brought this story up, I remember we were in our buddy's room. We were in our buddy Mike's room. Shout out to Mike. And he had brought it up, and then we thought he was playing. And then he goes, "Oh yeah? Look!" He shows me his phone. And then I remember our buddy was like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my god." Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
To be young.
That's crazy.
Scammed.
Yeah, scammed. Luckily, though, I learned to never get scammed ever again, obviously, by calling out my friends to say, hey, we're in a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Luckily enough, though, would you consider yourself a millennial, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We are the least percentage amount of people who get scammed at 26%. Guess who's
Really?
the most?
Gen
Boomers.
Z.
No.
Boomers.
Boomers at 37%. Guess who's
Okay.
second place?
I'm just kidding, Gen Z. Just want to
Guess who's second place?
Gen X.
Gen Z.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Right? Go figure.
Interesting.
Go
I
figure.
take it back, Gen Z.
They're at 36%.
Well, you know what it is?
What?
It's all the NFTs.
You think so?
Yeah, those crypto stuff, and then like the rug pulls.
It was a rug pull. Yeah, rug pull.
All
That's
that's
also considered one too as well.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I understood of it was people were buying these fancy monkey art prints, and they're like, "I'm gonna be rich someday."
Right.
And I looked at it, and that picture is butt ugly. How are you gonna get rich?
Well, you know what though?
And
That's
I
why.
never bought into it.
Some people.
that's why.
No, I mean like, you can say that, but I think some people did become rich. But the very small use cases, like they pulled out the money when it was at the hype. They pulled out the money, they sold that money, whatever. But you look at it now, it's pretty much worthless. It's like
crazy,
No one's
crazy.
using it, yeah.
Everybody's like Twitter profile picture was were those arts, and to me, I was just like, damn, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
But damn, so
that
was a scam, huh?
That was yeah.
For the most part.
yeah.
Well,
Because if you don't see,
I wouldn't say just that though. There was like other NFTs because they're this can be a cash grab.
Right.
So they started creating more NFTs for a bunch of other people, and then from there, that's when you started getting pretty much the cash grabs
damn.
and the rug pulls. But I would say there were very few though that were actually successful. Like
Yeah.
like
I mean,
those
there was-
monkeys, those board monkey, right? Those
yeah.
board apes. Yeah.
There
So,
was a few. There was definitely money in it, but I don't. The chances of you landing on something that would profit in the end
Right.
were you're essentially gambling.
yeah.
It's
Have
gambling.
you guys ever been in a position where you scammed somebody, like maybe unintentionally, or someone calling you out on the spot, like you're scamming that person?
Huh.
You been in that position?
No, but what about if you were a scammer? What would you guys scam? Who would you who would you guys scam?
Oh, I'm not smart enough to scam.
Oh, shut your mouth, dude.
No, I'm not, because I feel like if you're trying to be a scammer, right?
Yeah.
One, you have to be like either a smooth talker, you really got to know how to talk your way around people,
Right.
or you got to be like
We are. We
crazy
actually
tech
are.
savvy.
Yeah.
Like, you
You're
gotta-
pretty
We
tech
are.
savvy.
We are.
Yeah, but I'm not like, I don't have that mindset.
We
Right.
could be
No, but that's the
we could
point,
be
though. But
Ocean's
what if
5
you-
if we wanted to.
What if you did though? What if you were a scammer, right? Would you do call center scamming? Would you do in-person scamming? What would you do?
I'll tell you what though, since you said the call center stuff, I do enjoy watching those call center pranks.
Right.
Where people know they're getting scammed, but they're actually trying to scam the scammer.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Those are also like really like they feel good. 'Cause you're
yeah,
like, fucking
yeah.
stick
Like,
it to the
"Fuck you,
man.
You try to get my money, I'm gonna get yours. But
Yeah.
yeah, those are good. Those are good.
I like watching those. Those are fun.
Well, you know what? Because Goose and I are in the card hobby, and when we sell cards, some people aren't too knowledgeable with what they buy. And in the hobby, it's actually it's kind of like every man for himself. If
I've heard that like there's at least in the Pokemon or like the TGS communities where there's like I guess it's every I don't know 7th card or something in the pack.
Right.
Oh,
So they do a little
those
like
are
the
those,
thing,
those are
and then they like by the time they get to that like the 6th card, they do a little like
Peak.
peek,
Yeah.
and then they go, oh wait a minute, I got to do something,
you see.
Yeah,
and then
right,
they take it off screen.
You see,
yeah.
that's truly being a scummy scam. But there's actually like I feel like there's a normal way to be a scammer, which is you're selling a card to somebody and that person just doesn't know anything about that player.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
And then
maybe,
they're
like,
willing to put up money for it. Like, oh, you want to buy it for this? Shit, here you
Yeah.
go, bro.
Yeah.
That's not my brother. That's not my.
Yeah.
That's a
no
buyer.
attachment, yeah.
That's a buyer. So
like
but-
one day you could be selling it to like some old senile Asian man who just buys anything. I don't know, but that could be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey, look at me! I didn't do such a thing.
Well,
Not
if,
like we didn't go to a card show earlier today.
if I was a part of like a scammy thing, I probably would be a part of the NFT thing because I would be the art. I'd do the art.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
If-
yeah.
if,
That would
I'm,
make
if,
sense
if
for
I'm
you.
trying to be like, using it within my skills, but if I'm not using it with my skills, I totally want to be one of those motivational speakers. Like, yeah, check my fucking car out in the back, dude.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Growing up,
You need
I did click into some of those fuckers. Just
Yeah.
I just wanted to know like how's this square looking dude with his 2 Lambos in his car walks out of
Right.
his garage. Oh, here's his pool. I was just curious to know like. And the funny thing is in those videos, he's like, you could make this amount of money in this time, but first come with me in this room. He doesn't tell you in the video.
Yeah.
At the very end of the video, he's like, buy my book, buy my ebook, read what you need to know, and you will learn how to do it. And I'm just
Yeah.
fucking.
So essentially,
Scam.
it's like selling a product.
Right.
You'd be selling a product in the hopes that they make money out of it,
Right.
and then you just profit out of it.
Right. Just
Yeah.
trying to sell people like memberships to, I don't know.
To
like
something.
A theme park or, I don't know, museum or something. I don't know.
You know, speaking of membership, I think the one that I can probably do is timeshare.
I can see you. Hey, boss. Hey, boss.
Hey, but hey,
Hey, boss.
hey,
You gotta-
you like going on vacations? Hey, you want to? Hey, look, this is what we're doing here. You want to buy this condo? This is one of. Hey,
Hey, boss, is that your lady? Is that your lady? Come
I
over
can see
here.
you in a Hawaiian shirt in Hawaii. Hey, brother, come over here.
Hey, you vacation here a lot? I got
You vacation
a
a lot?
thing from you. I could probably do something like that if I were to scam. I think it's the most harmless thing because you're just wasting money, and then I get to hold the place at a lower price because you're helping me pay for it. You know what I mean?
See, so when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be there in a week or so," you got to move out of that place.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, all right, I'll stay at a place real quick, and then they come back, and I'm like, all right, I'm back in.
You know, if you think about it, we were scamming people a long time ago. Remember when we played Pokemon and then you find Missing Go, the virus in the game? Where
Missing Go?
Missing Go. Is it Missing Go or
Missing No?
Missing No.
Okay, Missing No. You found them and then you can like duplicate your rare candies and you level up your Pokemon and you trade those Pokemon away. It was a scam for me. It was a scam for me.
Why?
Because I could trade those Pokemon away, but you knew they were weak because if you kept leveling them up with rare candy, they weren't going to be their true potential. So I was
Wow,
able to
this guy's speaking IVs, dude. What a fucking gamer.
Anyways, I remember doing it as a kid. Not I'm telling you, the memories are coming through. I was scamming since I was a kid. Yeah.
This guy, dude, hustling over here.
Yeah. Oh, you want a level 99 Gengar? Here you go. Give me that Pokemon.
Growing up, did you ever guys like knew like one kid that would just sell candy bars out of his bag? and
Yes.
shit?
Yes.
Yes.
I just thought about that. They probably grew up to be a scammer.
Yeah.
Damn, they would get. When I got older, I realized how much money they were making.
They were making a lot of money.
Yes,
Yeah.
they would get like a huge bag, which cost like what, like $12 or something
It's a
like
hustle,
that.
baby.
They would send them
Side
like sell them for $1,
Right.
And there'd be like 50 like lollipops in there.
50 pieces.
Yeah, and then make up the profit of that. Jesus Christ.
Entrepreneur, man.
That's
right?
crazy. And they were hustling that, and we were all like, "Oh, here's $1." And they
Yeah.
were all like, "Oh, give me $1 for that." That's 50 cents.
It's crazy to think about now that those people were hustling either became scammers or business owners. Like
Something, yeah.
some
Well,
people,
there's a little savviness there.
there is like a funny. It's not really that funny, but to me it's kind of humorous because there's a guy in my class that did that. He was selling candies and everything like that. And then I want to say maybe 2 years ago, I'm at a pizza shop looking up at a TV, seeing that there's this like auto shop being confiscated and investigated, everything like that.
God.
I look up and it's like the owner, and I'm like, that's the guy who sold all the candies.
man, look at
so
that,
apparently
bro.
he was being investigated because he would like people would go into there and then they'd say, hey, my engine's not working, whatever. He's
Oh,
like,
he
yeah,
fucked it up.
fixed it for you, but then they found out like he fucked it up.
fucked it
that
up
way
so they would come back.
Yeah.
Man, you know what's one scam that still haunts? I got pissed off to this day. I'm still pissed off about it.
What?
So back then, when Pokemon the trading cards were like a huge thing, and no one really had to play it. You just collected it, right?
Right.
So I got this is like I think I was in 6th or 7th grade. So I gave my friend like $20. I was like, hey, give me a pack of Pokemon cards, because I'm like, that's not in my path. I go home the opposite way.
Right.
And they're like, all right, for sure. Like, don't open it. Just get it to me.
Yeah.
I come back the next day. This motherfucker opens up my pack, and I was like, dude, it's open. And it was all like, oh yeah. It was like, sorry, man. It was like, I just gotten like open packs, and I didn't look into it though. It was all like,
Yeah, right. Bullshit. They probably stole your hollow.
yes, they did.
Oh.
But anyway, so I was looking at it, and I was all like, all right, cool. All the cards look new, they're fresh. And then I got to a card that was all like, there's shit on this card, and they're like, oh, come like that sometimes. And I was like,
No,
you fucking liar.
the hell it does.
Yeah, and the guy name was Greg. Greg, I don't know his last name.
Fucking
Fuck you,
Greg.
Greg.
Fuck you, Greg.
You stole my card.
Son of a gun.
And then I was
Greg.
going through.
Greg, Coke Cuts, the guy who messed with
Cutco.
his mom,
Cutco.
the pizza delivery. Fuck all you guys, all right? You're scammed.
I got so mad over that.
You should have just asked for your money back.
The pyramid scheme.
Because then technically,
Well, I didn't know better. I was
Right.
just like, I was all like, here's like, and he didn't give, he gave me back the change, right? So
Right.
whatever the change was for that, I just gave him $20, and he gave me
I
back a
knew
pack, and I was
I
already
knew you
open.
were pissed. I knew you were pissed too. Because if somebody opened up your Pokemon, if someone opened up your pack, like, dude, that's the
Right.
best part.
that's
That's
the-
opening it.
Right.
So
I would have asked
get
for
it.
my money back and been like, you could have the whole pack. Because then at this point, then he paid for the pack. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you weren't. You were.
I
young
wasn't.
there,
I
yeah.
didn't know. I just wanted to know what was in the pack, and I looked through it, and I was all like,
Fucked up, man. Great.
whatever.
Great.
And I didn't know how the pack works. The packs worked back then, where
Yeah.
there's always a hollow or at least a rare card
Right.
in like the 7th slot or something like that.
Right.
Right. I didn't know that, so I was going through it, and I was all like, "Oh, what is this fucking crusty ass card doing in like a new pack?
Yes, card.
And then they're all like, oh, come like that sometimes. I was all like, you
You could
fucking
tell that it's in freaking D Buster's mind because he keeps going, it come out like that sometimes, and you know that's how the kid
that
exactly
it was
sounded like.
burned in my brain.
It be like that sometimes. Oh hell, the fuck it is, dude.
I'm still heated over that. I always wonder what it was. I always think of like, because at that time I was looking for a hollow Venusaur.
Yeah.
I was looking for that. And everyone had Charizards. I was like, I just want my Venusaur.
Right.
I always think, damn, he probably took my Venusaur. This motherfucker, dude.
I bought my Venusaur at a Chinese shop next to Kumon Learning Center. If you know, you know. That's where I bought my Venusaur.
So is it real?
It was real. Yes, it was real. But can I locate it? No, because I've lost all my Pokemon cards. It's somewhere either in my house or in my cousin's house. I will find it someday.
Someday.
And I'll be rich.
Not today.
I still got all mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Scam.
You know what? What is another form of scamming?
What?
Catfishing.
Oh,
Right?
boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
boy.
that would be another form of scam, right?
I guess we have to talk
All right,
about
let me tell you this story. All right, this was I've buried this.
We are plunging.
This is a
The
funny
depths
story
of
now.
scam.
This is a funny ass story because
Oh, God.
back then I'm so stupid.
I am too. I wish you didn't
I
bring
got
this up, but I
captured.
gotta talk about it now. I
Okay,
gotta talk about
so
it now.
what had happened was this is when this is young internet. This will age me though. So this is young AOL type internet stuff like that, right?
Right.
So I met this girl
Ooh.
in a chat room, right? And it was talking
Oh.
it almost like this.
What's
that,
her
that,
What's her
third.
name? D-Buster.
Oh, I don't know, Claire or something like that.
Nah, it can't be. Let's say.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool. And we're just chit chatting on like instant messaging or whatever. And we were like getting to know each other. We'd play this, I forgot what game it was. It was like a browser game. We played this game together where just like little sprites and you walk around. And it's almost like the Penguin one. I forgot what it's called.
Club Penguin. Come
It's almost
on
like
now.
Club Penguin, but with little avatars. And we'd play that game together. And then we'd be all like, hey, I'm gonna go. She was telling me like, or he, I don't know what it is. Fucking, he's like, I'm gonna be at Disneyland this weekend, and I was like, oh, you are, and I was like, okay, cool, like I'm going too. It was like weird, and I was like, oh yeah, we should meet up, and I was all like, oh yeah, let's meet up.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know it,
no.
I got my parents to go to Disneyland for that week. All right.
By the way, Chet,
that
I've
weekend.
never heard of this.
So
We've never heard of this story.
You've never heard of this story. I buried this deep. I was embarrassed of this
You
story.
went to Disneyland by yourself?
No, I went like the whole family thing.
Ah.
So we went a family. We went to Disneyland, right? And then I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I don't know. She gave me, or I don't know who it is. The
I
scammer
don't know what it is.
gave me a phone number, right? I was like, oh, when we're there, we can't talk to each other because we don't have like AOL instant messaging.
Yeah.
They're all like, okay, yeah, this whatever. And then I had a Sony Ericsson cell phone. They're all right, they won't give me a phone number. Gave me the phone number, and I was like, cool. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm over by the Disney statue over by the lobby, or like the front when you first enter. There's a statue of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse, like they're holding hands. They're
You
there.
were
They're like,
in
over
the
there.
park already.
We're in the. So
you
this
were
is
with Mickey.
so they're in there. My dumbass, she was all like, oh yeah, I'm there. I'm gonna just look out for me. I'm like, great.
Oh, you heard her.
No.
Oh.
So this is on the phone. They're
Oh
all like,
my
okay, so yeah,
God.
like, oh yeah, I'm over by Disneyland. So I guess it's
Oh,
her. I guess her.
God.
I waited in that spot
Yeah.
for 5 hours.
No.
5 hours
For this girl to show up.
You know how many rides you could have took the fast pass to ride the different rides at Disneyland in 5 hours?
I wasted a huge chunk of my day
Oh my God.
waiting for this person that was never gonna show up.
Damn.
You know how many times you could have rode Magic Mountain in 5
Dude,
hours?
you know what's crazy though, Dave?
I
I'm
was
sorry.
there-
No, truthfully, I'm sorry, man.
D-Buster, I do feel bad, but also it shows the amount of character that you have.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't know
He's
this
a great
person.
guy. He's a great guy.
But you know, I'm going to stay here for
Hey,
5 hours.
don't silver lining me, dude.
All right.
Don't
What do you
Alright.
want me to do?
Don't-
I'm gonna-
Crazy. 5 fucking hours?
I'm gonna talk about it before I don't feel like talking. And I know the show is running
I
extra
got
long
sunburned.
today.
Oh my god.
I know the show is running extra long, but I'm gonna speak my part. I'm gonna make it really short because if I
Okay.
don't, it's gonna be long. So my ex-girlfriend, I had met her on MySpace, and she had a best friend. Her best friend was American Idolist Ramiel Malubay. She was Filipina. She was a contestant. That was her best friend. And that was also her best friend who would get on a 3-way call with me. So I had talked to her, right? And at the time, this is like peak MySpace. So you couldn't really fact check your way to find out if she was real or not. But I had believed that it was her, because if you checked her MySpace, it was her, and then she was really good with Photoshop back in the day. Back in the day, it might have been Paint. My dumbass. But she would put the date on like certain pictures and such, just
make it look
claiming
real.
that, claiming that it's her. And I just remember at a point where before I had met my ex, I just wanted us to get on a not Zoom. I don't know what it was back then, like a video chat back then, but she would never come through. The Ray Miel person would never come through. And I this fucking sucked, because I remember telling all my friends, like, yeah, I talk to her all the time. I'm friends with her, blah, da, 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 da. One day, I had Ray Miel's phone number, right? I was smart enough to do a little Batman investigating. Right? I Googled her number, and then it led me to a different MySpace, and it was an entirely different person.
Oh shit!
It was an entirely different person. So the next time, and this was the thing back with my ex, we get in a 3-way call, we call each other, then we'll call our friends, our third friend, and it was most of the time it was Ray Miel, and then gave her a call, and then we brought it up, like, hey, we Googled your number, and this is not you, like, who are you? Hung up. Whoa. Never heard.
Dead silent.
Never heard from her again, bruh. This was, and mind you guys, this was the one and only time I've ever been a part of a catfish. It was crazy, and it was funny, because later down in life, this is when Goose and I were working at Old Navy. You remember Ray Miel performed?
Yeah,
in Old
we
Navy?
ended up actually meeting her.
I actually met the real one. Like, I gave her a hug and everything. I hung out with her for a little bit, because we had mutual friends that were friends with her.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm just like, damn, I was talking to a fake one for a few months, bro.
She took my fucking mac and cheese. I was pretty pissed about that. I was working a double. I remember this shit, dude. That's all I remember. I'm like, I heated up that fucking mac and cheese, that Marie Callender's mac and cheese. I heated up.
Oh my
I'm
God.
eating. She's like, that looks really good. I'm like, uh-huh. And I'm about to take a fucking bite.
I'm leaving
She's
out.
like, I want some. I'm like, oh, fuck, why not?
Here you go.
I think. Okay, I'm not gonna say who he is, because I don't want to shout out his name. But we have a really good friend in the music industry.
Right.
He was at my house because he was hanging out, and I remember. So this was before I had exposed who this Ray Miel person was, and I called her like, hey, I know this person. He's at my house right now. Like, he's singing for my mom right now. Here, I'm gonna put you on speaker, and he's gonna sing. And he sang. She started like crying like a fangirl. And then it was that moment too where I was just like, why is she crying?
Right.
She's an artist too.
Right.
Yeah.
If anything, she'd be super excited. Like, if anything, you'd be like, oh, let's collab. That was one of the very first moments where I started to get a hint. Like, I was like, oh my God, this might not be her. And it was so embarrassing, because the homie that I know, who I'm still good friends with today, it was embarrassing for me to be like, hey, this is Ray Miel. And then after he sang, and then he heard her crying, he was like, oh, she's crying. And then I think he knew. It was like, yeah, but anyways, but that
The illusion was broken.
Ask him like, hey, like, bro, like, do you remember when that
oh
happened?
my God, yeah. Next time I bump into him, I'll probably talk to him about it. But anyways, scam.
The last time I remember I got scammed was when I was like around 10.
Yeah.
And it was Neopets. I remember someone was like, hey, give me all your brushes and I'll give you the ultimate gold brush that will never be used. Like, you can never reuse them. Like, it's like infinite. Right? And I had hella brushes. And I don't know if you guys know this, in Neopets, like brushes, you get to...
Neopets, dude.
Right? You get to color your Neopets.
Yeah.
So I gave this account through fucking AIM, through my password, gave it to him, put it in a bank treasure box. They went to go pick it up, and then it was like timing, because back then there wasn't a trade system. It was you drop it in the fucking bucket, like the trash bin.
Yeah.
Then they had to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I put all my fucking brushes, all my resources in there. Before I knew it, I'm like, I'm waiting for my fucking gold brush, right?
It's gone.
I never got a gold brush, dude.
Damn,
dude.
I know.
That's
man.
a different
Scam.
That's a different scam. Bro. Video game scams. I got another one, but this episode's got to end.
Anyways, guys, are we ending it there?
I mean, yeah, we can end it there. I want to know yours.
We'll have
we can talk about it.
we'll have a scam part 2. We'll have a scam part 2. But
Video game scams.
But guys, at this point, You probably know that we are on Spotify. Give us a
Yes.
follow. We are on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Give us a follow. Please like the video.
And TikTok.
And we're on TikTok and Instagram for shorts and stuff. And we love your support. Thank you so much for tuning in to these episodes. I hope you have fun. And if you guys have stories about you getting scammed, leave us a comment on any of those platforms. Talk about it. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
My name is Bogsy.
I'm D Buster.
And
This boy's about to say D booty.
No.
and I'm the other half of the deli. Goose.
And you are listening to the ThreeDot podcast, where the conversation does not stop. Don't get scammed.
Scam.
Dude.